Shalom, this is Shemaiah Wan. I'm going to go into a little bit about the UFOs and who actually rides in the UFOs, alright? You see these men, this is Christ and the 12 disciples. So we're going to go into it and find out who are actually in these UFOs. UFO only means unidentified flying object. But the Israelites know what the UFOs are. They are the angels that ride in chariots, according to the scriptures. So where we're going to go first, we're going to go into book of Revelation in the Bible first, and then I'll get to this other book I want to show you. Try to make this pretty quick. Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. You got a lot of people seeing UFOs today. Those are the chariots. Those are the clouds that Christ is talking about. He's going to come on a huge one. Okay? And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so. Alright? So Christ is a black man. We'll go over real quick here. His head and his hairs, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So you see his hair, white like wool? Only one people on the face of the planet got woolly hair. Alright? It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if burned in a furnace. You look at a black man with brown skin, like bronze, same color. Christ is a black man with woolly hair. Just like this picture I got here. Okay? So now we're going to go over Acts, chapter 1, verse 9. Book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. This is the one you call Jesus Christ. So he went up on a cloud. So these men saw chariots come down, or UFOs come down and grab them. Just like in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1 through 3. Okay, verse 10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. So these were angels. Alright? So if Christ looked that way, these angels, it says they were two men. So they don't look like aliens, green men. They were men. And they blended right in with the disciples. So it says, which also said, ye men of Galilee, or ye men of Israel, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner, as ye have seen him go into heaven. So these men knew Jesus Christ went up into a chariot, and they knew that these angels, these men in front of them, were angels that came out of that chariot. Alright? So those were black men as well, because all of the disciples were black men. Alright? So now we're going to go to another witness who saw these chariots. Over here in the book of Zechariah in the Old Testament, chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, the angel said unto him, what seest thou? And Zechariah answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. So this flying roll got measurements. So it goes to show you that Zechariah estimating how long this thing is and how wide it is. Alright, so this is bigger than a house. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Why is it a curse? Well, you seen them tsunamis over there in Japan. Who you think caused them? The Most High sends his chariots, his UFOs, to guide those things. To bring fires on the earth, to bring tornadoes, to bring lightning. Alright? So I'm going to leave from that. We're going to go into this book called Encounters. Alright? It's written by Edith Fiore. She's a PhD. Alright? And this book was written in the 1970s. I'm going to go right into it. I'm going to go to page 279. And what it is this doctor actually had a patient that came in who was abducted. A friendly abduction. Okay? She was a Hispanic woman. And I guess she puts her under hypnosis and says here, Dr. Fiore, tell me everything that you're aware of. Diane, the patient. I feel afraid. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm in this light and I can't see out of the light. I don't see around me Now I see, okay, there's been a gap somewhere, because now I'm walking in this large ship. And there's these about 20 black people sitting down in the ship on this almost like a bench. So she's telling you that there's black people on these chariots. Alright? How are they dressed? Dr. Fiore asked. Diane, these black people are dressed in Western American style. They look very confused and disoriented. Now think about that, Western American style. Who were taken 100 million or more brought to America? So these would have to be Negroes, not Ethiopians, not Egyptians. They are not the same people. These are Negroes. They look very confused and disoriented. Don't most Negroes look very confused and disoriented? And there's this man. Now I see him beside me, but he's tall, and I said to him, why are these black people here? And he said, well, these people were sent down into the most difficult of circumstances, like poor ghetto places. All right, this is Harlem, Oakland, Acres Homes in Houston, Texas, Watts, Crenshaw. So these people were sent to the poor ghetto places for a very high service. There are different souls, and I'm really confused. I don't understand what he's saying, and now we're going into this room. Their souls are spiritual according to the Most High. They keep the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. So she says, oh, I understand. Okay, there's a time difference. I'm really there for a long time, but when I'm put back, the time hasn't changed much. I don't understand this difference, but it's like we've left the atmosphere and we've come back. Okay, so she's been taken away in the outer space. All right, let's go to this page, 281. Dr. Fiore, how did he answer you? Talking about the angel that she was speaking with. Diane, he says, the body is not as important as the spirit. Your spirit is already well, and your body will follow. And you're here. We're watching our children. Who are the children? The children of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians. That's all he says. We're watching our children. So we're going to go over to page 282. It says here, how do you feel when you hear that? He's so special. He's so wise. When he talks, it's very low and very soft and comforting. And he touches so nice. I don't have to be afraid of him. But the black people are a little afraid. Why? Because some bombs and missiles just blew up America. So they've been retrieved. Remember in Revelation chapter 11, come up hither? So these people have been taken up into the ship. It says here, they're the first people I see, and they're up there, he said, to refresh their minds. I don't understand what he means, but they've been planted. Their souls have been planted in specific places of high need. So you see all of Israelites out there speaking on different corners on every Saturday. That's why they've been put there, because they are the children of these of the Most High. Okay, I'm gonna go down. Dr. Fiore, what are the black people? Where are the black people? Diane answers, they're sitting, waiting to go in this room. Now the blue light room, but there's another room. There's so many of us. There's a lot of us up here. This must be a huge ship. Okay, that's what she's saying. So I'm going to go over here to 283. It says here, they can materialize themselves. They can levitate things. They can travel in the ship by making the ship change, form, and then beaming it on this laser beam of light to another destination. Remember when Christ came back from the dead? He popped up in the upper room, talked with the disciples. He's able to materialize and dematerialize. All right. So these are some of the spiritual powers we're going to have. And she's in the future, mind you. So she's seeing the men that are coming from these high ghetto places in the future. So this took place back in 1970, remember. So we're going to go down to here. Dr. Fiore, tell me what happened to you. You're walking down the corridor and you see the black people and the other people, and then what happens? Diane, they said they must keep making contact because certain people, policemen and doctors and healing professions and psychics and social workers and people who care, those people are drawn to try to change the negative force that is on a self-destruct cycle. The people who don't care about pollution and don't care about the natural way of the planet. So she's telling you, this angel's saying that all these people in these professions are not going to help society. They're not going to do it. It says down here, so he is saying to me that I need to pray for communication. There is a part of my brain, somewhere in the middle of my brain, that enables me to tune into different frequency. Be careful how I use it. Never think a negative thought toward another, for that thought is energy, and the high vibration of the one using it, the faster the energy can be created in the physical form. So that's getting into the spiritual form, all right? Leviticus 19:17 says not to be angry with your brother, not to speak or slander your brother. Well, that's what this is getting into. So this angel is giving her all these keys that relate to the Bible. Let's go down here. It says the energy waves from the televisions and the radio frequencies can disrupt this. That's why you shouldn't be sleeping with your TVs on and your radios on. Those are frequencies. Okay? We go over here. Says here, eat foods with the highest vibration on your planet. They will nourish you. All right, I'm going to stop right here because I'm going to have to upload this. And I know if I go any further, YouTube won't allow me to. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it here and start a new one. Those are the clouds that Christ is talking about. He's going to come on a huge one. Okay? And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so. All right? So Christ is a black man. We'll go over real quick here. His head and his hairs, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes. Who are actually in these UFOs? UFO only means unidentified flying object. But the Israelites know what the UFOs are. They are the angels that ride in chariots, according to the scriptures. So where we're going to go first, we're going to go into Book of Revelation in the Bible first, and then I'll get to this other book I want to show you. Try to make this pretty quick. Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. You got a lot of people seeing UFOs today. Those are the chariots. Shalom, this is Shemaiah Wan. I'm going to go into a little bit about the UFOs and who actually rides in the UFOs, alright? You see these men, this is Christ and the 12 disciples. So we're going to go into it and find out where it's a flame of fire. So you see his hair, white like wool. Only one people on the face of the planet got woolly hair. Alright. It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if burned in a furnace. You look at a black man with brown skin, like bronze, same color. Christ is a black man with woolly hair.